أشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أما بعد فأعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. My dear viewers, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. May the peace and blessings of Allah be upon you all. Welcome back to our program MTA Kids Time here in MTA International Gambia Studio. So as you know, here we are joined with some of the kids here to help us go through this episode. So by grace of Allah Almighty, in this episode we will be talking about every child gets inheritance, meaning every child has the right of inheritance, being a male or a female. And this is an extraction from the book titled Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Kindness for Children. So we are extracting some portion and we read it, what the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam teaches us about the inheritance of every child. So it was narrated in this book. Before we start the program, as we always do, we start with the recitation from the Holy Quran by Brother Ibrahim Kasama. Please give us the recitation from the Holy Quran. Give him the Holy Quran.
Assalamualaikum
Waalaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم القارعة ما القارعة وما أدراك ما القارعة يوم يكون الناس كالفراش المبثوث وتكون الجبال كالعهن المنفوش فأما من ثقلت موازينه فهو في عيشة راضية وأما من خفت موازينه فأمه هاوية وما أدراك ما هي نار حامية.
Waalaikum assalam, jazakumullah, ahsan al-jaza. Now let's have the translation from Taban, please.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. In the name of Allah, the gracious, the merciful. The great calamity. What is the great calamity? And what should make thee know what the great calamity is? The day when mankind will be like scattered moths, and the mountains will be like carded wool. Then, as for him whose scales are heavy, he will have a pleasant life. But as for him whose scales are light, hell will be his nursing mother. And what should make thee know what that is? It is a burning fire. Jazakallah.
Thank you very much for that translation. As we all heard, that's the beauty of the Holy Quran. Low scale and high scale is being mentioned here. That means we have to do our best, because it's that great calamity as is mentioned. And what will make you to know that great calamity will be a day like when mankind will be scattered like moth. And then that will be the day we will know whose scale is high or heavy, or whose scale is light. So may Allah help us to be among those people who will have a heavy scale with goodness. So we proceed to our topic of discussion for today. As I said, we are taking some portion from this book, the Holy Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Kindness for Children. And then we extract this portion there. This a child called Imran. She was the one speaking in this book. He said, the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam taught his followers that when a person dies, his property should be distributed fairly among all his children, and the younger ones should not be left out. That is the teaching the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam has given across to his companion, and of course to all Muslim brothers and sisters, that after the parents dies, either the father or the mother, the children are entitled to inherit. It doesn't mean only the male child, but both male and female we are given this equal right at the time of the Holy Prophet to now. And he says, what was the custom before this instruction? It was a custom in Arabia in those days that the elder son inherited everything. The elder among them, not only the elder daughter, but rather only the elder son has the right to inherit the entire property and wealth of the parent. The remaining will be left out, and they have to absolutely depend on the elder one. He said that making the younger ones dependent on him. Even today in some countries, it is the eldest son only who inherits the wealth his parent leave behind. Is that the teaching of Islam? The teaching of Islam is every child has equal right of inheritance, regardless of gender, whether you are a girl or a boy. All are given their equal right of inheritance from the wealth of the parent. And Imran continued, he said, we should be extremely grateful to the Holy Prophet Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has instructed Muslims not to differentiate between children. Why should we be grateful? Because he instructed that Muslims should not differentiate among or between children. So therefore, with that, we have to be grateful. Before, others are deprived, others are given. But now everybody has equal right. So that is a surplus, and the Holy Prophet ﷺ, we have to be grateful for him for bringing this beautiful teaching in our societies. He said, in a Muslim society, therefore all children get the share of their parental wealth and property. In a Muslim society we're talking about. And most of the countries now, most of the societies that are not even Muslims, they apply this teaching, that they give right to both daughters and sons. You understand? So that is the beautiful teaching the Holy Prophet ﷺ said. But he said, I am the youngest of my brothers, yet I am entitled to a fair share of my father's estate. Imran narrating, because of this teaching of the Holy Prophet ﷺ, I am entitled to get a property, a share from the property of my parents. He said, we should therefore praise the wisdom of the Holy Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam for such beautiful teachings. May peace and blessings of Allah be upon him. Another girl stood and said, the name Tahira. She said, I would like to add a bit more to what has been said already. Islam is the only one religion which has given a detailed system of inheritance. Islam don't just come and say, okay, the girl child also have rights for inheritance. No. But Islam has given us a detailed system on how to go about inheritance. And that is mentioned in the Holy Quran. Each and every one, what is your share? Islam has given all those systems so that we will not be confused. Okay, we can share, but this one should get this one should, but Islam clarify every single detail about it. So it defines the people who inherit and the share each person receives in a particular situation. Islam is the one that came and tell us, okay, these people are entitled to get from this share, from the property, but these people are not entitled. You understand? Islam differentiates and gives us every single detail with a wisdom. So moreover, Islam is the first religion to give women the right of inheritance. No other religion give such a system to women other than Islam, the first religion. So it makes daughters along with sons heirs to the property left behind by their parents. So Tahira continued, because of these teachings, not only girls but also women in general were given proper inheritance rights. You know, you learn the history. Arabia at that time, women were maltreated, not respected, not given value of any sort of. But because of this teaching, not only girls but even the women were given right of inheritance. So Miss Michelle said, it seems that the Holy Prophet ﷺ was very keen on improving the condition of women in society and on securing for women, for them, a position of dignity and fair treatment. And that is the truth, because you have seen the terrible situation they are in. So, and he is a rahmatan lil alamin, mercy for entire mankind. He has come to reform the world. So therefore, any misconduct in the world has to be corrected by the Holy Prophet. And this was one of the greatest misconduct happening in Arabia. That is to maltreat women, don't give them their value, and they don't even have the right to inherit. So he has to correct this. And he has done so. And that's the beauty of Islam. So that was the end of the dialogue regarding inheritance. Of course, we have a lot of things, but this is just a tip on what Islam teaches about inheritance. So if you have time, you can go further and see how Islam divided inheritance, how Islam asks us to do the inheritance process. But what is important is that we are aware Islam is the first religion to give a detailed system of inheritance, and Islam is the first religion to give women their right. So now I have key question to see whether we have understand this. So it says, how comprehensive are these laws? Do you think women have all or most of their rights protected with this teaching we have mentioned here? What do you think? Do you think that women have given their right protected? Yes. They are given their right protected. But what will be the problem? The problem now will be whether we apply them or we don't apply them. But Islam has given everything. Islam is a complete religion, and whatever a human being needs to survive in this earth, Islam has given a solution to that. So it is whether you follow it or don't follow it. It is left to you. But for the teaching of Islam has completed and protected every single right of a woman. And you can see now the West, they are giving people rights, especially women. They are giving them their right. Where do you think they learn it from? They learn it from Islam. Because we say Islam is the first religion to give right of women. So the Western people, they learn all this teaching from Islam, and eventually they are adopting it more than even some Muslim countries. That's the unfortunate part. So therefore, as Muslims, we are the heirs. We are the inheritors of the teaching of Islam. So we have to apply it more than every other individual. But if we are not doing so, then we are going against the teaching of Islam. Therefore, when Islam is being blamed, then we are the cause. So we have to try our utmost level and show them that yes, you are applying this, but we apply this better, because this has emanated or came from our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam, whom you are rejecting, and at the same time you are taking his teaching and you are applying it. So therefore, as Muslim, we have to adopt to this. So basically, this is some of the aspects that we know about inheritance. Now we know that both boys and girls and women have right of inheritance in Islam, and it was started by Islamic teaching. So we should be grateful to the Holy Prophet ﷺ for this wonderful teaching, and we continue praying for the doing Durud Sharif as the request of the Caliph of the time. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ala ali Muhammad wa barik wa sallim innaka hamidun majid. Thank you very much. Until we come in our next episode, we will continue from the same book, inshallah. So I hope you have understand. Jazakumullah. Viewers, this is what we have for you on this topic, the right of inheritance for both male and female. It was not the custom of Arabian at the time of the appearance of our beloved Master Muhammad Mustafa sallallahu alaihi wasallam. But with his appearance, it's like every single right of women we are given to women by the appearance of the Holy Prophet. So may Allah Almighty enable all of us to understand the teaching of Islam and adopt and act upon it as expected. Wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alamin. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
There is no God but Allah. There is no God but Allah. There is no God but Allah. Muhammad is his messenger.